What is the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's summertime, and it's been a long time since I've been able to ride this one wheel. I have never been up close with one of those ever. I don't know if this is like a safety area or something where like you're really not supposed to be around power lines, but it is exposed. It doesn't have any signs to say I shouldn't be over here. Oh, it has a small, tiny sign. Look at this small, tiny sign. If anybody's looking for the perfect tool or machine or bike or whatever to be able to get steady shots on their gimbal, I would highly recommend a one wheel if you haven't already looked into it. They're great. They're just expensive, but they're great. To be honest, I've been working out a lot. I've been stretching a lot. I've been running miles. I'm not letting, I always tell myself, I'm not letting my age dictate how I look and how I feel. I've been working out. I've been going crazy. I've been trying to lose weight. I've been trying to eat right. For me, if anybody's going on a weight loss journey, the hardest part about a weight loss journey is eating. For me, that's the hardest part. I feel like if you conquer that, you don't have to do too much in the gym because eating is like your full-time problem, if that's like the best way to say it. Like your full-time issue with being unhealthy is your eating, your consumption. What are you putting in here is why it looks the way it looks. And that's been the hardest thing. And yes, I've been way better than I have in the past years. But man, I tell you, eating is like, I'm a person that loves to eat. I love all types of food. I eat sushi, which people don't eat, oysters, chicken, burgers, fried. Like, I'm a guy that loves all food. I'm a food guy. But being a food guy, you'll get very fluffy, if I may say, very quickly. So that's the main thing. I don't know why I'm telling you this. All right? I have no reason what God is telling me to tell you this. Like, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. But if you are struggling with your weight loss journey, you're trying, just focus on that kitchen. Abs are made in the kitchen. That's what Gunna said. So focus on that kitchen, and then all that other gym stuff, that going crazy, super max, 1,000 weights, 1,000 burpees, you won't have to do as much. The fat will come off way smoother, way easier, and you'll be happier about yourself. Yeah, this is my opinion on that. All right, so the other day I bought this camera. This is a Minolta Talker. It tells you through a voice when you're not in focus or you need a flash and things like that. So this camera is one of the first cameras that actually vocally tell you if you need to use flash or not. I just thought it was pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. But yeah, Minolta.
Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that.
She's saying too dark. That's funny. All right, guys, so the other day, well, not the other day anymore, about maybe 2 months ago, we set out to shoot this film. Now, I was extremely excited to shoot this film. I've been wanting to shoot this film for a while now, and when I finally got a chance to shoot it, I didn't do all the prep that I should. Although it turned out okay, I know it could have been better if I would have prepped it better. I kind of prepped like weeks in advance, and it was like all set, but leading up, I didn't do as much preparation as I should have, and I'm disappointed in myself. So next one, I got to go out and go harder and things like that, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah. Now, as an independent director, cinematographer, you're not going to get it all right, and the only way to get it all right the next time, or at least close to all right, because I know it's always going to be something, is to keep shooting, keep shooting. So let's get into the lighting of this scene. Now, this is one of the easiest scenes to light. You just need to know 3 simple rules. Number 1 is use natural light first. I'm growing into use natural light first. Now, with natural light here, I knew I was going to be using the natural sunlight. I knew I was going to use it. I went out, I picked the time of day, and I knew the sun would be in certain areas at the time of day. That was the first time I've done that. It's actually very smart to do that. You kind of save yourself time on setting up lights. If you use natural light perfectly, sometimes you don't even need a light out the window. I didn't use a light outside the window, so it helped lighten both of them for the most part. Mike was lit a little bit more with that, but for the most part, the natural light was able to be used, so I didn't have to put a light out there. But what I did do is I did put a light above them, so that light is hitting the table and it's lighting the side of their face. Now we're shooting from the contrast side, the dark side of the face. You always want to light or should I say, you always want to put the camera on the dark side of your subject. Here, he should have been lit a little bit better because his skin is darker. So those are the things you have to deal with when you're dealing with somebody that's white and someone that's black. Their skin tones are different, and very easily that person can fall into like really dark and where there's no information. And luckily I'm shooting with a red camera, so it's able to recover a lot of information. Now, some people, when they hire a colorist, they'll go in and color him and light him and fix the brightness separately. I didn't do that. I kind of just find an even color grade that works for both of them, and I just went with it. I'm nowhere near a color grade person, and I don't want to spend time on things that truly I'm not trying to be the greatest at. I did color grade this. I didn't use a preset. I do know something about color grading, but I didn't want to spend too much time on that. It's like I want to get it out, and I want to focus on the dialogue and just directing the actors. That's the main focus of this film, is dialogue, main actors, how to talk to my actors, how to get what I want out of them. That was my goal. For the most part, I feel like I accomplished that for me. But yeah, so this is a 1 light setup right above them. They lighten both of them, and like I said, there's no lights outside that window, so we're able to use all the light from out there and just motivate the natural light with my, what is that? A mirror panel. I have like a panel light. Great panel light, bicolor. I didn't get the red, blue, and all that. Like, I don't need all that. But I did use that panel, and that panel was amazing. Using that panel, it allowed me to not bring as much gear. I have a Nova panel, and if you've ever used the Nova 300, that panel is heavy. It's heavy. So I wouldn't have been able to hang it over them like I did and be safe for the actors, secure and things like that. So it was good to be able to put that up and not harm nobody or worry about harming anybody, if I may say. All right, so let's go to coverage of Mike, or should I say Brad. In the film, his name was Brad. He's lit the same way as the wide coverage is. We don't have to change anything much. One thing we added was negative fill. Right here, there's negative fill here, helping create the contrast on the side of Mike's face. Like I said, you need that contrast. You need that color to hit, the light to hit at a certain spot. And using that Nova panel, it's soft. You know, it's not hard shadows, a little, but it's not harsh. So that panel, because it's so wide, it makes the roll off in the face softer. So it's not horrible. I know people try to look for like a triangle somewhere on the face. I'm not that far in my cinematography where I'm focused on making triangles on faces and all that kind of stuff, but I know people look forward to that. Now this shot, honestly, this is just like your average interview shot, to be honest. Obviously, I used 1 light, but what helped me was the natural light. Like I said, the light coming from the window. This light outside is lighting this. It's 2 windows right there, and those 2 windows are lighting this tablecloth, and it's a white tablecloth, so it made it easier to bounce light. So a lot of this is natural light and using a motivated light above everything to kind of pick it up a little bit more, give it that extra push. But yeah, this light shot great. You know, the contrast on him was great. Yeah, I just like this shot. I feel like this is like a great interview shot for like a documentary or things like that. So look at Jay's coverage. Now, like I said, Jay coverage is the same thing. You don't have to do much. This was natural light. Now, if I can go back in time, I would flag off, one, some light from the window, because this area was kind of blown out. All this was kind of blown out. And like I said, having a Red Komodo allows me to keep some of that information. But I would have loved this to be more even like this area over here, which I could have did that if I would have spent time actually blocking out some light that was hitting on this wall very hard. Other than that, I was able to, bring it down and get the information because it wasn't blown all the way out. It just was lit a little bit too uneven. Up here is really what this area should have looked like, and it would have made the picture look 10 times better. Another thing is I would have flagged off a little bit of light coming from the window that is also affecting his eyes. Now listen, that window that I said is affecting his eyes is affecting this area, is affecting this area. And this is why you have to go in and literally, sometimes people will go around and use a light meter for pretty much the room. I know Roger Deakins is big on getting one count on the light meter, and then from there he'll just build around it. It's also, Roger Deakins, he's lit in a million things, so he might need to test just the room, and that's good for him. But this window, Mike's shoulder, and then the face from Jay, it should have all been tested with a light meter just to get it perfect. Like I said, if we were pros, we would know already, all right, right here, if it's 5.4, then we could do up or down, whatever, what those guys do. But I'm just letting you guys know that a window affected this, it affected this, and it affected that wall in the back. So when you're dealing with a lot of windows, although it helps you out on production costs, it's a lot that goes into blocking out too much light. When you find the light that you do like, most films will recreate that with motivated lighting, So they'll find the natural light, the practical lights, and then they'll motivate it with their lights to get it even. I didn't do that. If this was a big film, they would have flagged those windows out with a bunch of negative fill, and then they would have put their lights in a box around the window on the outside just to get the perfect lighting temperature on that wall. Different perspective I want to talk to you guys about. As a director, when we're coming up with these films, when there's no budget or little to no budget, you really have to depend on people that show up for you. And I want to shout out Tyler, Jay, Mike, Jason. They showed up, they did what they're supposed to do. There was more that was supposed to be in this short film. It was supposed to be a small clip of the waiter interaction before they walk in, before Jay walked in. Last minute, actor never showed up, kept telling me they were going to show up, and they didn't. I ended up feeling in that spot. I didn't like it because we kind of rushed it, and I wasn't planning on filming myself. And when you have a vision for your film and you gotta do some Hail Mary and just move things around, that's where it's really made of, right? That's where real directors are made of. But you also gotta know when it doesn't look right. I think I did good acting wise, which I'll show you guys at the end, but it wasn't planned and it wasn't supposed to be that way. So we cut it, but it's a learning curve. You gotta bring people on that are serious, especially as an independent director when you don't have a lot of resources. I couldn't call up 5 different actors that day and say, hey, can you get here and do this small role? I'm not there yet. So if you're going out doing these films and you have friends and family that's showing up for you, no matter the time of day, like my friends do, applaud them. Always appreciate them. Let them know how much you do respect and care about them, because film is dying And there's a lot of perpetrators, copycats, fake people that claim they want to do this, but most people don't. I don't know. So hopefully I see you guys on the next episode. Check out the clip of me acting at the end. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace. Good evening, sir. Will you be dining in or taking out?
Nah, I'm good.
You're good.
It's a surprise. I know the owner.
You know the owner?
Yeah, we go way back. I got you.